Greetings YouTube, Dark Swordsman here, and I am back for a brand new project, and that is Dark Souls 1. Now, a while back I did do a live streaming of this. I never finished said live stream because people just weren't watching it, and I just wasn't getting anywhere with it. So today I've opted to start a walkthrough of it instead. So this will be spread out over numerous videos, obviously, and I figured I'd probably better off getting it out there a bit better this way. I thought I might have a bit more success if I do it this way. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in this, oh yeah, I rage quitted last time. Ignore that. Yeah, if you happen to not quit out the correct way, the game does have a little, fit at you. Anyway, in this walkthrough I will be showing you guys how to get all of the collectibles, and I'll try and give you guys strategies for dealing with all the different bosses as well. So the first thing we need to do here is enter our name, and I will go with my avatar name, which is Dark Swordsman, just to keep it simple. And then obviously our gender, so we're male. I mean, I know there are people out there that do go with female characters, well, men that go with female characters. I don't know why you guys do it. I don't know what the fascination with it is. I've never really bothered with it. And I'm going to go as a warrior because it's the one that I'm used to. And then we can choose what we want to start off with. Now, I'm actually going to go with the Master Key. It won't unlock everything, but it will help with unlocking the majority of stuff. Now, hair, face and colour, I'm actually going to leave that because, if I'm honest, you don't really get to see a character's body all that much, especially the face. But I have altered my physique to average. Okay, apparently I have to fill these in. We'll go Dragon Scholar, hair. Sod it, we'll just go with that, and then I'll go with my hair colour, dark brown, I'll leave it at that. Ideally I would have just left that, but apparently I have to fill those in order to progress, so there we go. Right, I'll shut up now while you watch the intro scene. Have fun, folks.
A land of grey crags, large trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, love and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. The first of the day. The witch of asylum and her daughters of chaos. Gwyn, the lord of sunlight, and his faithful ones. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenge
Okay, so exciting stuff.
Yes, indeed. The dark side brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Alrighty then. So at this point, we haven't got a great deal of equipment. We'll just go grab this key off the floor a second. So, actually I'll explain the stats later. There's no point in explaining the stats right now because... Well, actually no, sod it. I will explain the stats, but I'll go over it again later. So basically, throughout the game you'll have numerous different stats. So we've got Vitality, that is your health bar. Atonement is what allows you to atone different spells, and the more atonement you've got, the more spells you can have atoned at once. Now, you're only going to want that if you're going for a mage class, which I'm not going to bother. Like, I don't really use magic in Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2 I do, but not in Dark Souls 1. So then next up we've got the Endurance. Now Endurance is what will increase your stamina, which is what allows you to attack more and move more. It also sorts out your equipment load. Now the equipment load, basically if your equipment load's too high, you won't be able to roll properly, and thus making it a lot harder to dodge attacks. Now if you're going for a tank class, then I suppose that's not too big of a deal. But if you're me and like to be able to maneuver a bit better and like to be able to both block and roll, then you're going to want to make sure your equipment load's relatively high. There are other ways of sorting that little problem out as well later on, which I will show you. Strength is what determines how heavy a weapon you can wield. Dexterity is your speed, and also if you're wanting to go archery, you're going to need more dexterity as well, I believe. Resistance is basically your resistance to bleed resist, poison resist, and curse resist, and I think it also may help a little bit with physical defense as well, possibly. Now intelligence is what allows you to cast your magic spells. Each spell you come across will require a certain amount of intelligence to use. The more powerful the spell, the more intelligence required. And I believe the highest one, in Dark Souls 2, the highest one was, I think it was about 65 intelligence. I'm not 100% certain on Dark Souls 1, since I've never really looked at the sorceries properly, because I've not really been much of a sorcery user in this game. I merely collected them for the trophy's sake back in the day, because I have platinum this game. Faith is what allows you to use miracles, and again it's the same principle as the intelligence. And I also believe, don't hold me to it, but the faith and intelligence I think also go hand in hand with the pyromancy as well, but I'm not 100% certain on that, so don't hold me to it. And then humanity. Now humanities increase your item discovery, which you can see over on the right hand side. Mine is 100 at the moment, and the higher the item discovery is, the better chance you've got of pulling items, and also pulling the rarer items as well. Okay, so that concludes that for now. Oops, let's come back out of that. Oops, odd. Alright, so let's go ahead here and start working our way through where we are, which is the undead asylum. Now, we're not going to worry about that boss in there for now. That's the stray demon, and we'll come back and deal with him a lot later. And I have got a strategy for dealing with him. He's actually, although people make him out to be quite a pain in the arse, he's actually really easy to deal with if you know what you're doing. Just have to sort of know exactly where to be standing and whatnot in order to avoid his attacks. It's quite self-explanatory, well, quite simple. Like I said, we'll come back to that later. I mean, we physically can't get to him yet anyway. Okay, so that's that. Now, our first boss fight is actually through these doors, but we're not going to fight him just yet. Instead, what we're going to do is run to the left here. Get through these pots a minute, because right now we'll be creamed if we try and take him on. So we're going to go ahead and slip through this door and grab the next bonfire. Let's just go ahead and equip that shield. It's not the greatest, but we'll get a better shield later. Now, also, another thing to point out is when you go to a bonfire and you light it, you'll need to also rest at it so that the next time, like if you die, you'll spawn at that bonfire. Now, I know I haven't rested at the bonfires, I've just lit them, but I'm pretty confident that I can get through. And I really should have changed my weapon before I took this guy on. Let me just back up a minute. I was so busy giving off a tutorial that I completely forgot to switch my weapon. There we go, should be able to kick his ass now. There we go, job done. Right, let's move on. Now, the item to the left-hand side we can't get just yet because we need the key for it, and like I said, we'll be coming back here anyway, and that is the rusted ring. And the rusted ring will allow us to traverse certain areas a bit better. And oh, let's just watch out for the boulder a minute. And also another thing we can do is open the shortcut here as well. And then if we just make our way in here and talk to this guy here. So yeah, we want to hear him out.
One more thing. Here, take this. An Estus Flask. An undead flavor.
So the Estus Flask is what's going to allow us to heal when we take damage. The only other healing item that we can use is the Humanities.
So go now, and thank you.
And so with that, he's now dead. And we'll go ahead and make our way through here. Right, now we've got an archer at the back here, so ideally we need to deal with these two out of the way of the archer, otherwise we're just going to get turned into a hedgehog. Now, through here is where we go to get to the rusted ring. We don't really need to come down here, but I'm going to go ahead and take this guy out anyway, just for the extra souls. So you'll see on the left hand side there are two bars. The red one is the health bar and the blue one is the stamina. And the circle next to it tells us how many humanities we've got. If it's glowing white, it means we're human, which is what you need to be if you want to summon up other players. So we'll go ahead here and do a drop bomb attack onto our boss fight here. Oh. So when he goes up in the air like that, you want to get a bit of distance. And ideally, you just want to stay behind him, really. Whoops. That was my fault. I got a bit too cocky and tried to get too many hits in just then. That's it. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Only taken a small minuscule of damage. God, I'm struggling to get behind him now. There we go. Oh, no. I was back at the side of him again. What's that happened? And we'll just back up a minute. He's decided to go for a jump attack. And it's pretty much the same tactics for the stray demon as well, actually, to be fair. There we go. Asylum demon defeated. So as you can see, it wasn't too challenging. I don't know why it's just done that. Randomly dishing out emotes for some unknown strange reason. That leads us back to the bonfire. We don't want to go that way, we want to go this way. So once you beat the boss, you'll have the key to open this door at the end here, and you can get out of here. And that's pretty much it for the Undead Asylum for the time being. Although having said that, just one last thing to show you guys is the nest here. So that was Snuggly the Crow, and as she just said, give me certain items. So there are certain items that if you give it will exchange for other items. Now for the life of me I cannot remember which ones they are, but I'm pretty sure there are guides out there that will tell you guys where to find that. So anyway, when you're ready, make your way to the end of the cliff here and engage the cutscene.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lord.
Okay, so here we are at Firelink, and this is our first opportunity to level up. So to start off with, I think what we're going to do is... I'm actually going to pump my first couple of levels into my strength and dexterity for the time being, because our health bar and stamina is not doing too bad right now. And we're not going to be wielding anything too heavy just yet. Let's grab these humanities. I'm actually going to go ahead and use these humanities up. and there is a reason why I've done that. If I just come across here, you'll now notice that my item discovery is now at 173. Now the humanities will only put my discovery up so far, but since there's a rare weapon that I want to go for in the next episode, I figured I would just sort that now. Right, actually, do you know what? Sod it. This will be a good place to stop this episode, I think. How long have we been rolling for? Yeah, 22 minutes. That's a decent number. So yeah, we'll end this episode here. And next episode, we will go ahead and take on the next area. So do stick around and stay tuned. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye for now, folks.